up next on ECN, a regularly scheduled meeting of your Edinburg City Council. On the council, Mayor Omar Ochoa, Mayor Pro Tem David Salazar, Council Member Dan Diaz, Council Member Jason De Leon, and Council Member Jerry Lozano. Sitting in as advisors, City Manager Mayra Ayala and City Attorney Josie Ramirez Solis. And now, live from the Edinburg City Hall, the Edinburg City Council.
Time now is 6 o'clock. We will open this regularly scheduled meeting for the City Council. Looking around, I see that all members of council are present, so we do have a quorum. First item is the prayer, and we have Senior Pastor David Alexander.
Let's pray. Father, this evening we come before you a blessed people. We are blessed by the invitation that you give us to come before your throne through Christ to present our requests. We are blessed to be invited to pray for our city leadership and our government. Lord, we are blessed that you also invite us to pray for wisdom. And so, duly, I pray that you would give our council wisdom and our city leadership wisdom and the people wisdom as we steward the resources and the things that you have placed before us. Lord, more than anything, we're blessed also to live in a country now 250 years old that is founded on the principle of in God we trust. And so, Father, I pray each day that more and more that would be so in each of our lives, that we would trust you. Thank you, Father, for making yourself available, for inviting us into your presence, and to place our trust in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Now we can have Councilmember Diaz lead us in the pledge.
With honor, Mayor. I'll ask everyone to please stand, remove all headgear, place your hand over your heart, and let's say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is the certification of public notice. Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The meeting was posted in accordance to the Texas Open Meetings Act on February 12, 2026 at 5:30 p.m., sir.
Next item is the disclosure of conflict of interest.
Yes, Mayor. Under state law, local government official is required to disclose a substantial interest for themselves or certain family members related to such a conflict and abstain on such matters. Are there any conflicts to disclose related to items on today's agenda?
No, ma'am.
No.
Thank you.
Ma'am, Josie, I want to make a statement.
Okay.
Although I don't have a direct conflict, I'm going to abstain on I don't have the item in front of me, but the EMS contract. 10B. Thank you, Fern. I'll be abstaining on that.
All right. Next item is the mayor's report. I don't have anything to report, so we'll move on to proclamations and recognition. Item A, if the secretary could read the caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Presentation of proclamation recognizing the Edinburg Youth Cheer Team 2026 NCAA High School National Champions in the 12Y Division. If you're here to receive the proclamation, if you can come up to the podium.
Yeah, so if everybody can come up to the podium, they're going to read the proclamation for us, and while we take some pictures.
Edinburg Youth Cheer National Champions. Whereas youth athletics play a vital role in building confidence, discipline, teamwork, and leadership among young people. And whereas the Edinburg Youth Cheer, a youth cheerleading program based in the city of Edinburg, has demonstrated exceptional dedication, perseverance, and the sportsmanship through countless hours of training and commitment. And whereas the Edinburg Youth Cheer made history by becoming the first youth cheerleading team from the city of Edinburg to win an NCAA National Cheerleading Championship, achieving this prestigious honor at the National High School Competition held in Fort Worth, Texas on January 24, 2025. And whereas the team earned the title of National Champions in the 12 Youth Division, competing against elite teams from across the nation and representing the city of Edinburg with excellence and pride. And whereas this historic achievement was made possible through the leadership and dedication of their coaches, Jacqueline Martinez, Emily Morin, Billy Rodriguez, and Eva Bustos, whose guidance, mentorship, and unwavering belief in their athletes helped lead the team to national success. And whereas the athletes of Edinburgh Youth Tier exemplify resilience, determination, and community pride, serving as role models and an inspiration to youth through Edinburgh and the state of Texas. And whereas the City Council of the City of Edinburgh is proud to recognize the achievements of the Edinburgh Youth Cheer and for being the 2026 national champions in the 12 Youth Division. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburgh, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby proclaim February 19, 2026 as Edinburgh Youth Cheer Day and encourage everyone to join in celebrating this remarkable accomplishment and the lasting impact these young athletes have made in our community.
Turn around, and if you want to say a few words, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, could you all?
Come on up.
Yeah, you all have earned this opportunity to be recognized for all of your hard work. I know how much work you put into it because my niece, Reagan, is part of y'all's team. And I know it wasn't just about putting the routine together for this specific performance. This has been years in the making. The dedication that you girls have shown to this activity is amazing, and it's going to serve you well for the rest of your lives. The discipline, the hard work, the teamwork that you've learned from this, you're going to be able to apply that all across the board, and we are so proud of this team for bringing a national championship to the city of Edinburgh. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor Ochoa. First of all, we want to say we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. By Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Today, we celebrate not just a win, but a moment that will live in our hearts forever. You are the NCAA High School National Champions, girls. Good job. Let it sink in. Now, out of countless talented teams, you rose to the top. You didn't just compete, you made a statement. Winning at the National Cheerleaders Association Nationals is no small accomplishment. It takes countless hours of practice, late nights, sore muscles, mental toughness, teamwork, trust, and heart. It takes believing in each other when things get hard, and you did exactly that. You showed resilience when routines didn't hit perfectly. You showed courage when you stepped out onto the mat, and most importantly, you showed unity, moving as one, trusting each other completely. Champions aren't made in the spotlight. They're made in the hours no one sees, the conditioning, the corrections, the repetitions, the tears, and the laughter. Every drop of sweat led to this movement. But what matters most, what makes us most proud isn't just the trophy. It's a character you've built along the way. You've learned how to lead, how to support, how to overcome pressure, and how to win with grace. The title says national champion, but what it really says is commitment, teamwork, perseverance, and heart. And remember, this victory isn't the end of your story. It's a chapter, a powerful one. You've chosen yourselves, you've proven to yourselves that you can set a goal that feels huge and achieve it. Carry this confidence into everything you do, in school, in life, in your future dreams. When something feels impossible, remember this moment. Remember what you're capable of. To our athletes, you earned this. To the coaches, your leadership made this possible. To the families, your support built the foundation. Stand tall, celebrate loudly, be proud, because you are now part of the elite NCAA High School National Champions. Good job, girls.
And before you walk off, if I could ask the young ladies here, if you could please turn around and make sure you applaud your families and your parents who are here to support you today. All right. Congratulations. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
A lot of hardware to haul out. All right. Next item we have is item B. Secretary, could you read the caption?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Presentation of proclamation recognizing February 2026 as American Heart Month as requested by South Texas Health System. If you're here to receive the proclamation, if you can come to the podium. American Heart Month, February 2026. Whereas one person dies every 33 seconds from heart disease, according to the American Heart Association, making it the leading cause of death and disability for men and women in the United States. And whereas someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds in the U.S., with about 1 in 5 heart attacks silent, meaning the damage is done, but the person isn't aware of it. And whereas the American Heart Association estimates that more than 6 in 10 U.S. adults, 61%, will have some type of cardiovascular disease by 2050. And whereas more than half of the people in the U.S., 51%, do not know that heart disease is the leading cause of death in the country, according to a recent Harris Poll survey conducted on behalf of the American Heart Association. And whereas South Texas Health System Heart, one of the first freestanding cardiology and cardiovascular hospitals built in the U.S., has provided comprehensive, quality, compassionate inpatient and outpatient cardiovascular care for the South Texas region for 30 years. And whereas STHS Heart has helped raise awareness for heart disease in the city of McAllen, the Rio Grande Valley, and beyond through its extensive educational and recreational events, including dedicated Let's Talk Your Health webinars, no-cost heart disease-related educational sessions for recently diagnosed patients and their families, and its annual Heroes with a Heart 5K Run Walk, with all proceeds donated to local charities helping in the fight against heart disease. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby proclaim February 2026 as American Heart Month in the City of Edinburg and encourage everyone to recognize American Heart Month and join South Texas Health Heart System Heart Heroes with a Heart initiative on Saturday, February 28 to confront, fight, and most importantly, change the future of this deadly disease.
Thank you very much. So on behalf of South Texas Health System, we wanted to extend our sincere appreciation for this American Heart Month proclamation. We're very grateful for your recognition of the vital efforts to raise awareness about cardiovascular health, prevention, and early detection throughout our community. This year is especially meaningful as South Texas Health System Heart celebrates 30 years of serving the Rio Grande Valley. For 3 decades, our heart hospital has provided advanced cardiovascular care, innovative treatments, and life-saving expertise to thousands of patients across South Texas. Your support helps highlight the importance of this milestone and the lasting impact it has had on the region. We'd also like to extend a special thank you to the City of Edinburg for its ongoing support and partnership. Your commitment to community health and willingness to collaborate on initiatives like American Heart Month continue to strengthen our shared vision of improving the well-being of families that we serve. South Texas Health System is proud to call Edinburg our home and deeply appreciate the city's dedication to fostering a healthier future. Heart disease remains a leading health challenge across the valley and the country, and your proclamation amplifies the message of heart-healthy living and empowers individuals to take life-saving steps towards better health. Thank you again for your partnership, your advocacy, and your continued dedication to the health of our community. Together, we honor the progress of the past 30 years and look forward to building an even stronger, healthier future for the Rio Grande Valley. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. And thank you for our service to the community. South Texas Health System, we're a very proud medical town here in the city of Edinburg, and obviously you all are a big part of it, so thank you for everything.
Thank you.
All right. Next item is C. Madam Secretary, if you could read that caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Presentation of proclamation recognizing February 22nd through 28th, 2026 as Engineers Week as requested by the City of Edinburg Engineering Department. If you're here to receive the proclamation, if you can come to the podium. Engineers Week, February 22 through 28, 2026. Whereas the National Society of Professional Engineers initiated Engineers Week in 1951 to highlight the important role engineers play in making a difference in our world. And whereas engineers use their scientific and technical knowledge and skills in creative and innovative ways to fulfill society's needs. Engineering is all around us, from roads and bridges we travel on, to the cars and planes we use to ride around, often unseen. The cleverness of engineering makes our lives easier and safer. And whereas engineers face the major technological challenges of our time, from rebuilding towns devastated by a natural disaster, cleaning up the environment, and assuring safe, clean, and efficient resources of energy, to designing information systems that will speed our country into the future. And whereas engineers are encouraging our young mathematicians, technology, engineering, and science students to realize the practical power of their knowledge. And whereas engineering is a lifelong commitment to making a difference. We will look more than ever to engineers and their knowledge and skills to meet the challenges of the 21st century. This week is a great opportunity to recognize and appreciate everything engineers do in our community. And whereas the City of Edinburg is proud to recognize and commend their tireless efforts to promote cycling, health, and safety in the Rio Grande Valley, and we extend our gratitude for their positive impact on our city. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by the power vested in them by law, do hereby proclaim the week of February 22nd through 28, 2026 as Engineers Week. And the Edinburg City Council encourages all residents to appreciate an engineer and encourages an inspiring engineer to pursue their dreams.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Mardoqueo Hinojosa, City Engineer with the City of Edinburg. I'm truly honored to accept this recognition on behalf of the Engineering Department, our Utilities Department, and of course our local chapter of the American Society of Civil Engineers. As we celebrate the Engineers Week, which is the upcoming week, this is a reminder of the role we play as engineers in building, maintaining, improving the infrastructure that keeps our city safe, resilient, and thriving. I would like to sincerely thank the City Council for the continuous support of the profession. Your commitment to investing in engineering has made a long-lasting impact not only to our departments here in the city, but to the entire community that we serve. Just as a side note, in late 2018, when I actually came into the city, the department or the city only had one graduate engineer and myself. Today, I'm actually proud to say that we have a staff between utilities and ourselves of 6 professional engineers and 4 graduate engineers, which makes everything possible. I am proud to be part of this team that is passionate about serving the community with integrity and excellence. This recognition comes to every member of our city who diligently works behind the scenes with the design, review, inspection, and delivering the projects that improve our everyday life. Thank you again for your leadership, support, to my colleagues for their hard work and dedication, and to our local chapter of ASCE for their contributions to the profession. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Appreciate everything you do for our community. You build the cities that we live in. You make the products that we all use. And you're right. The city of Edinburg has a very strong engineering department. We are blessed to be a fast-growing city. We have a lot of people to thank for those. And in no small measure, the engineering department has been a big force for that. So thank you for everything that you all do.
Thank you.
All right, next item is public comments. Any public comments, Ms.
Yes,
Secretary?
Mayor. The Edinburg City Council allows for a specific portion of the City Council meeting to be dedicated to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. I'll be taking time. Please note the public comment period is not interactive. The council may not respond to public comments. At this time, Mayor and Council, there are 6 public comments. The first public comment is Jacqueline Baez Lugo regarding citizens' concern on elections.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jacqueline, and also I'm a precinct chair for Republican Party Precinct 106. So I'm here to encourage everybody in the Republican Party to please get out to vote. We are on early voting right now, and we need your vote. And also, we have 10 propositions on the Republican Party, so we need all Republicans to get involved, get out to vote, and vote on these propositions. Thank you.
The next public comment is Ms. Fern McClarty regarding taxpayers' money.
Okay. Just in case you have not noticed, things are changing. From my perspective, it seems that no matter who we elect, the results are the same. Officials are going to sell bonds and our taxes are going to increase. As an example, the requirement for an annual car inspection has been removed, but we still pay the state, I think, $7.50 for the service. This council voted to increase our water rates by 67% to improve infrastructure when everyone knows, and I mean everyone knows, the problem in the valley is water. No water, no growth. City Planning 101 says that the service provided must be directly related to an ability of the people to pay. In simple terms, I do not have a Mercedes because that I don't want one, but I don't have one because I can't afford it. But when you get elected, all you do is sell bonds and you get more money. Do you know that the city pays about $9 million a year outstanding bonds? Let me say that slowly because some of you may not have heard. We pay $9 million and get nothing. Why not pay off the bonds and then save whatever we need? That is what every family does every day. The average family in Hidalgo County is making $54,334 a year, and it does not change every 12 months. Why 12 months? Because the city will come up and need more money for operations. People do not get a raise every 12 months. But if you're going to spend, at least make it for something we need and want. We all want the American dream, and that is what we're working for. And as Jackie said, there are 10 propositions on the Republican platform. Proposition 1, property taxes should be assessed at the purchase price and phased out entirely over the next 6 years through spending reduction. Proposition 2, any local government budget that raises property taxes must be approved by the voters at a November general election. And today, I would notice that on 10B, Medcare, EMS, I want you to know, and the hospital that they talked about just now, the heart hospital, both saved my husband. He had a massive heart attack, and I called, and they came. And I know that there are times that I have gone and spoke at other places when the ambulance service didn't get there. 45 minutes, an hour. But that ambulance was waiting at the hospital to take my husband to the heart hospital. And they immediately did surgery. So I am so thankful for the heart hospital, and I'm very thankful for Medcare. And today I have a variance 9 that I signed up for. I would like someone to please explain why we have these, why we change rules, and why do we have rules? If y'all are going to turn around at each meeting and say, oh, well, we need to help them make a little more money because they can put more homes in there. And I always look at our police department and our fire department. Now, when we call, or an ambulance would be with mine, when you call, you want them to get there to save your house, save your child if they're drowned and can't breathe or whatever. And each time y'all allow the variances, and the rules changed. Why do you change the rules? Why make them if you're not going to abide by them? And I see today, I believe that the council has denied it, but staff has recommended denial. So we'll see if y'all do that. But every time we see one of these variances, and like I said before, if it's an individual that owns their property, I have no problem. But every time y'all allow the engineers come in and change the rules, again, why do we have rules? Please ask them to explain. I don't know where he is. Jaime, if you would, when it comes up. Thank you.
The next public comment is Ricardo Gomez regarding bus routes.
Recognized then, sir. Yes. Okay. So I've noticed places like the indigent care program, right? You might know it in the cemetery, going down towards, I think it's on Junior, and it's pretty far off. And the workforce, along with SNAP food benefits, they're all in opposite cardinal directions of each other. Many miles away on foot. I'm sure it might take the better part of a day or two for a healthy person. Some of these people going to get health care or indigent health care or SNAP benefits, sometimes disability, they're not very healthy. And so I was just wondering if maybe we could have a bus route or two that could maybe just run some of these government offices that could maybe help the homeless or the poor or the WIC is also there with the indigent. I know the building right next to it. So I just think it's pertinent that as we grow, that the engineers and the politicians and the people just recognize the need for this, especially as even for people that might consider a bit of an expense. It's also a security expense as well. At the end of the day, people that are maybe not too well, they might not be well because of a disease, an infection, a delusion that's occurring. And so, I mean, I know we just got a public health lab, Hidalgo Public Health Lab, that does pretty cheap screenings and things like that. There's even free screening locations, maybe something like Tropical for mental things. And so I just think that maybe if we had a bus route that incorporated this, some people could get better. And of course, if you want food to be able to work and to be healthy, I mean, sometimes they require workforce for the people that are able. And so if they can't even make their meeting because of not having any means of getting there, I don't think that's really a fair way, of getting things, moving for a person. I can talk about the rhetoric of the American dream and all that and the other, but I'd just really like some bus routes and maybe some public information about them. That's all.
The next public comment is Diane Teeter regarding the public library and taxes.
Good evening, Diane Teeter, Professor Emeritus of Biology at STC. I'd like to respond to the last meeting's public comment that the UTRGV library could serve as Edinburgh's public library. That idea misunderstands what a public library is and who it must serve. A university library is built for faculty research and student coursework. It restricts access, requires campus logins for computers and study rooms. It does not offer children's story time, teen spaces, bilingual family programming, or open computer access for job seekers. It doesn't provide the community rooms where civic life happens, and it doesn't carry the early literacy and popular reading collections that families rely on. If we pretend a university library can replace a public one, the consequences fall hardest on the people who need public resources the most: children, seniors, working families, and residents without internet at home. It tells thousands of taxpayers that their access is conditional or second class. And the truth is this: according to both the Texas State Library and Archives Commission and the American Library Association, a city of more than 100,000 residents, which we are, should have a fully resourced, modern public library with adequate space, staffing, technology, and programming. Edinburgh's current library does not meet those standards, and comments suggesting that public school or university libraries can fill that gap only highlight how urgent we need a library system that actually matches the scale and needs of our growing community. It is the public library which reaches those 20+% identified as living in poverty and lifts them up, gives them an encouragement to do so. And as an example, I'd like to show you this book that I bought at the Sakula library for $1 at a Friends of the Library book sale. And it's written in Spanish. It's a children's book, which is basically my level of Spanish. But it tells the story about Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor and how she grew up loving books and libraries. So this is something to share and
The next public comment is Daniel regarding EMS.
Hi, good evening, Mayor Garza, City Council members, and our community. I want to start off by thanking this lovely lady for that story. That's the first time I hear of it, but it's it's great to hear the hard work that our guys are doing out in the field. So I want to start by thanking the City of Edinburg for conducting such a thorough and transparent RFP. That process is not simple. It's awarding a contract. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It's about trust, stewardship of public funds, and the long-term safety and well-being of the residents of Edinburg. Over the past year, we've worked intentionally to demonstrate stability, accountability, and measurable performance within our organization. More importantly, we have demonstrated true partnership with the City of Edinburg. Through our collaboration with the city, we have ensured that patients have access to the highest quality of pre-hospital care available in our region. That includes advancing clinical capabilities such as carrying whole blood in the field, utilizing video laryngoscopes, and providing immediate medical care through our dispatch system, and continuing to invest in innovation that directly improves patient outcomes in our community. EMS are never emergency medical services are never delivered in isolation. They require a seamless coordination with fire, police, dispatch, our hospitals, and our community leaders such as yourselves. What we have built together in Edinburg is more than just an operational coverage. It's an integrated community-centered system grounded in patient care, public safety, and accountability. We are committed to this community, we are committed to readiness, and we are committed to continuous improvement. Serving the City of Edinburgh isn't just a contract for us, it's our responsibility and it's our home. And we stand ready to continue fulfilling that responsibility with professionalism, transparency, and integrity. Thank you so much for your time.
The next public comment is Obed Montoya regarding pay raise.
Mayor Choa, thank you for being such a wonderful mayor in the last couple of weeks or months and everything. I'm here for only two reasons. I want to thank Gabriel Espinosa. He did the fire hydrant inspection in my neighborhood up here on the street. Done good. And the second one is Larry Yala. He put that LED light there. It lights up the whole neighborhood from my neighborhood to you all. You're doing good. It took me 10 years. 10 years. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. I'm glad to have seen your mom, your dad, your sister. I hadn't seen her since Stone Ridge when we had that party up there for your grandmother. So anyhow, by the way, Fern asked me not to say this, but I would like them ladies to have captain chairs at least, please. Okay. Good night. I'll see you all at Bear House one of these days. Bye. God bless you.
There are no further comments, Mayor.
Okay, next item is item 7, presentation and reports. Item A, if you could read the caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Presentation regarding medical and prescription drug plan by Valley Risk Consultants and possible action to solicit requests for proposals for a personal importation program.
Evening, Commissioners, Mayor Ochoa. My name is Javier Leal. I'm the Analytical and Medical Network Developer for Valley Risk Consulting. I'm also here with my associate, Jonathan Zaklowinski. We're here to give you the quarterly update on your health plan. As you know, as of October the 1st, the City of Edinburg is now a self-funded health plan, and we were tasked to monitor your plan performance and to make sure that we come on a quarterly basis to give you that update. This is your update from October to December. And on slide number 2, what we put together here is we put together your revenue versus your expenses. There are 3 components that make up your medical plan, your health benefit plan: your medical utilization, your pharmacy utilization, and your total, your stop loss. Between those 3 components is your total plan exposure, which is your total paid claims plus your stop loss policy. Your total contributions is the contribution that you get from both the city's contribution and the employee's contribution collectively together. This is a self-funded plan. So both the contributions together are what you use to pay for your claims and any stop-loss policy or any policies that come with your medical plan. As of January, if you look at the bottom line, you can see where the difference is at. Each month, we put your total contribution up against your plan exposure. You can see that in the first month, you were at a positive of 212,000. The second month, you were at a $404. Your third month, you had a trend on your medical utilization, and that was a difference of a negative 127,000. Collectively, those numbers together, plus the remaining credits that you receive from your third-party administrator, Blue Cross Blue Shield, your plan is still currently running in the black at $299,538.46. Some of the observations that we look at during your plan performance is we get these reports from Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we sit down and we analyze them for you and we break them down. And some of the observations that we saw, as you saw in the last slide, there was a spike in claims for the month of December in the medical. That rise and that in those claims, we noticed that there were 4 what we would call high-cost claims. Between them both, between all 4 of them, they collectively total $386,000, which make up 20% of your overall plan cost, your medical and pharmacy claims. Not your stop loss, your claims. So that's one of the observations that we saw. We do have some recommendations to see what we can do to try to combat that. That'll be coming up in the next couple of slides. We also noticed that on some of your drugs being dispensed, we've identified 12 drugs that could be potentially available through a personal importation program. A personal importation program is a program that we utilize in a lot of our self-funded clients, where some of these drugs that are eligible to be obtained in Tier 1 countries. Tier 1 countries meaning countries that follow the same guidelines as we would with our FDA, meaning Canada, New Zealand, the UK. Between those 12 drugs and what we had at the time, the information from October to November, utilizing that program, we would have been able to save the plan $74,000. I've been able to look at the numbers to January, and the number now has increased to $133,000 with those same 12 drugs. Currently, we utilize this type of program in several of our ISDs with great success, and we're going to be making a recommendation in the upcoming slides. Like I said, one of our recommendations that we'd like to see implemented through either a solicitation or a qualification, we'd like to have the city implement a personal importation program and seek qualified carriers to facilitate a personal importation program. Being self-funded, this gives you the opportunity to have cost containment strategies in place. Last year you were fully funded. You were just paying a premium. You are now paying claims, and with being self-funded, it is our obligation as your consultants to do whatever it is that we can. Although your plan is running in the positive, we can never turn our back on health insurance. One of the other recommendations that we're going to be doing is entering into some direct provider contracts, meaning that we'd like to enter into some direct contracts with local providers to handle screenings for your employees, to make sure that we can find these illnesses, these catastrophic claims, and help the employees. And by doing that, maybe we can get some wellness exams done on a local basis, to where instead of having a telehealth visit, we can enter into a direct provider contract with a local provider on a negotiated fee schedule. And that's really all I have for right now, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions the commissioners or the mayor might have.
I do have one question. If were your recommendation as far as getting into the personal importation program, those 12 drugs, what's the comparison from what they're getting them from now and what they could get through that service or that program? And is it going to provide them the same kind of service they're getting as far as going to getting their medication?
Yeah, that's a great question, Commissioner Salazar. What this program will entail is, I'm going to use just an example. I'm going to say drug X. I won't say the name of the drug, but the city right now is paying $1,000 for that drug. That drug can be obtained in Canada for $451. It's the same drug, same strength, same packaging, and the employee, by utilizing this program, we incentivize the employee by waiving their copay, meaning that if they're paying $40 a month for this drug, by utilizing this program, we'll be able to waive their copay, save them $40 a month. And by using this program, what happens in some cases where the drug will be delivered to their house, they'll have to just enter into a phone number, call in, register, and the drug will be delivered to their house as they would get it at the HEB, for one, at a discount for themselves, and obviously a discount for the city as well. And these drugs that we've identified, they're all between 45 and 65% each one of those drugs have that we can save.
And you will guide the staff or whoever, the employee, you'll help them set it up, or is that something that you guide them through to make it easier for them?
What we'll do, Commissioner De Leon, great question. We will be soliciting for a qualification or proposals to make sure that the vendor has member outreach. It's very important that we reach the members that could utilize this program. Now, I want to say that this is not for all your drugs. You're still going to be getting your antibiotics. These are just drugs that yield the highest savings for the city. Okay, it's not going to be your everyday high blood pressure medications. These are some of your GLP-1 drugs that, as you know, the GLP-1 drugs have taken over the Rio Grande Valley. But to answer your question, yes, we'll make sure that the provider, the carrier, whoever is awarded the vendor, that they have that program. And if anybody needs help, they can contact our office, and we'll make sure and get them in the right direction and get them set up. Now, normally in this case, the first 2 fills are done domestically, meaning that they're done here in the U.S. I'll use HEB. If you go to HEB, by the 3rd fill, and once you've registered with this carrier, you can now obtain this drug through the personal importation program. We want to make sure that there's no issue with them getting their drug first, so that way they can have ample time. If you just change from one to the other, there could be a 3-week delay, and we do want not have any problems with any employees and any delays with their medications.
We won't have any problems with customs?
No.
Okay.
No, sir. Right now, currently, we have one of our districts has been utilizing this program for 4.5 years now and has saved over $5 million. We haven't had that issue. Okay. Tariffs don't count for personal importation. They do count in a bulk, but we have opinion that they are not any issue at this time.
If I may, just to be clear on everything, so you've made 2 recommendations, right, for the city to move forward on this personal importation program, and also to have contracts with local providers, urgent cares, those kinds of things. My understanding is the only potential action that the council could take tonight is to allow for solicitation of proposals for a personal importation program.
You are correct.
Okay, all right. So that's the only potential action the council could take.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the only one that's available on the agenda. So what I'd like to hear, because this is going to require some action or non-action, whatever the council wants to do. But from my perspective, I'd like to hear from the staff whether you're recommending that the council allow for this solicitation or not.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Erica Valle, Director of Human Resources. So at this time, as our consultants, we rely on them a lot to help us go through this program and make sure that we are always in the black, right? And at this time, we've never been a self-insured program or system. This is our first year, but I think if it's going to help with the cost containment and the city save money, then yes, we recommend that the council agree to move over to be able to do the request for proposals. I'm not sure if it's going to be a request for proposal or request for qualifications, but we do recommend that we move forward with that.
Right. It would need to be a request for proposals because that's what's on the agenda.
Okay.
And about what would be the timeline to, if the council were to move forward with that, to solicit it, to get proposals, and then to make a decision?
As soon as you give us the okay, we'll start working on it right away. So we should have something that they'll help us with, the actual request for proposal. We'll read through the language, get with legal, make sure everything's okay, and we'll follow the normal protocol that the procurement requires so that we could have something maybe within the next, not the next meeting, but the following meeting or something.
Okay. To be clear, I don't know if we're eager to do this or not, but what I would like to see is there be enough time, if we're going to move forward with this, that the council can continue to study, what this program is, what the benefits of it, what the drawbacks are, because ultimately, even if we do move forward with requesting proposals, that does not mean we have to accept any of them that come in, correct?
That is correct. Now, also, I'd like to mention that if and when the employee, it's not going to affect anything if the employee does not choose to not go through this program. So this is just an incentive. But if they decide, I do not want to go through the personal importation program, they can still get their drugs here. So it's not taking a benefit away from them. They're not going to be able to get their medication or anything like that. So they'll still be able to fill their prescriptions. Correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion?
So that's why you're incentivizing them to waive the copay.
Correct.
That way, $40 a month, that's $40 a
Right.
month.
So if they do go through the program, they'll have the zero copay, but if they choose not to, they can still go through their normal process as they would their HEB, their Walgreens, or all of that.
And thank you all so much for taking your time out and explaining all this to us. I do like this whole quarterly thing that y'all are coming in and doing this. At least it keeps us up to date, and it helps us figure out new ways to save and all that. So I really do appreciate you all taking that time and giving us updates every quarterly. So thank you.
Absolutely. I think this is really important for us to look at. And at the end of it, it's protecting our financials with the city itself, but at the end of it, the end users, which is our employees and their families. So we could limit or eliminate that copay that they're having to pay every year, or every month. It's a win-win for everybody.
And as costs rise, you guys helping out the employees save money, that's even better for them.
And so I'm starting to get a grasp of this self-funding. But what happens if we have a bad quarter? Where's the money coming from?
Well, the money is still coming from, we're still collecting the contributions from the employee and the city. So it's kind of the same as if we would have budgeted for that had been fully insured, except now the money is just coming from within, but we're still collecting money from the employees.
Right, but what if we look at the example, there's one month that we were in the red, so let's say we have a bad quarter. Where's that gap come from?
It's a good question, Commissioner. One of the policies that you do have in place is your stop loss policy to tackle any high cost claims. It's at $125,000 specific deductible, meaning that any claims that exceed $125,000, you can activate your stop loss policy and get reimbursed over that $125,000.
Like an accident policy?
Exactly, sir. That's why we put that in place. To make you self-funded, you would have to have that stop loss policy in place in case, unfortunately, of any catastrophic events that might happen to one of the employees.
Okay,
you will be protected.
So the other question I had is, being that we're self-funded, when you go, does anybody go negotiate prices, kind of like a cash price? Everybody knows cash versus insurance is a complete, huge difference. Do we negotiate?
That's what we're going to be doing with this direct provider contracts.
Correct.
Right now, currently, you'll pay about 130% over Medicare. We're hoping to negotiate with these direct provider clinics to be 110%, to give you a 20% discount on your actual claims.
Correct.
So yeah, we just don't stop thinking outside the box. Just because you're running fair right now, we've seen it to where any 1 month, as you just said, needs to be protected, and we need to make sure that the employees actually have somewhere to go, provide them wellness. provide them somewhere to get screened, hopefully catch something in time.
Right. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions, comments, discussion? Is there any motion?
I'll make the motion to go out for proposals on both of the recommendations.
Okay, there's a motion to solicit requests for proposals for a personal importation program. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Thank you. Next item, A, ordinances, 8A. Secretary, could you read the caption?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Edinburg, Texas at Title III, Administration, Chapter 30, Administrative Code, Sections 30.071 and 30.072 to provide a change to the city's current classification and compensation plan for non-civil service employees.
Is there a motion?
Motion to go with staff's recommendation.
All right, there's a motion to go with staff's recommendation and approve the ordinance. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item, 8B. Secretary, could you read the caption?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider ordinance amending the authorized strength of classifications for the City of Edinburg firefighters.
Is there a motion on this item?
Motion approved.
Motion to approve is a second. Any discussion or questions on this item?
Chief, you good with this? Thumbs up is okay.
Good evening, Mayor Ochoa and City Council. Omar Garza, Edinburg Fire Chief. Mr. Diaz, yes, so this is just increasing the minimum staffing, so we'll be able to man the ladder truck. So we'll have 18 at our minimum staffing throughout the day, and we'll be able to man that ladder truck out of Central.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, any other questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, next item is item 9A. Secretary, read the caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider variance request to the City's Unified Development Code, Article 3, Table 3.102-5, apportionment lot and building standards, being a .37 acre tract of land, more or less, as described, located at 513 South 4th Avenue, as requested by Jorge E. Vaina on behalf of Sashila Construction Group.
All right, is there a motion on this item?
I make a motion to go with staff's recommendation with discussion.
Okay. Motion to go with staff's recommendation and deny the variance. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Acevedo, why did you guys decide, or staff's recommendation to deny, and we had a 6-0 vote to approve it?
Yes, Jaime Acevedo, Planning and Zoning Director. This item is a proposal to build 12 units, and units are apartment units. We have two different types of classifications. We have the fourplex and the duplex lots, which are your smaller 8,000 square foot lots, and those have reduced setbacks. And then you have the larger complexes of 5 or more units. Those are typically larger lots, minimum of 12,000 square feet, but those do have increased setbacks. 20 feet in the front, 20 feet in the back, 15 on the sides. And this proposal is for 12 units, so they would have to comply with the larger setbacks. And they want to be able to do 12 units, but be under the smaller setbacks that the fourplexes would typically have.
And they wouldn't adjust and then go smaller, or they're stuck at that 12?
They made certain provisions. They increased it here and there, but still, they're still way underneath what they need to be.
Okay.
Any other questions, discussion?
The applicant?
I don't know if the applicant's here. I didn't see him here in the audience.
All right, if the applicant is present? Okay. Any other questions or discussion on this item? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Variance is denied. Thank you. Next item is 10A.
Consider awarding RFP number 2026-007, Police and Fire Testing Services to CPS HR Consulting, and authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement and execute documents related thereto.
Is there a motion on this item?
So moved.
Second.
All All right, there's a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? We do have the final form of the agreement in the packet, correct? Okay, great. All right. Any other questions or discussions? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item, 10B, if Secretary could read the caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider awarding RFP number 2026-006, Emergency Medical Services with the Mobile Intensive Care Unit to Medcare EMS, the highest ranking proposal, and authorizing the city manager to negotiate an emergency medical services agreement.
All right, is there a motion on this item?
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion to approve in a second. Any questions or discussion? Only question I have, so there is not yet a final form of this contract. This is an authorization to begin negotiating a contract. After revisions of the bids, Medcare was selected as
That is correct.
the company to move forward with, yes?
Yes, that is correct. Once the negotiations have proceeded, then the contract will come back to council for your consideration.
Okay, for final approval, the final contract will
For
come back.
final approval, yes, sir.
Okay, great. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item, 11 and 12. These actually will be passed at this time. And that takes us to the consent agenda. Item 13, is there a motion on these items, A through J?
Motion to approve A through J.
Motion to approve A through J, is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is 14A. Any future items requested by the council? Okay. Moving on to item 15, executive session. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
All right. Motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Okay. Time now is 6:56 p.m. We are entering executive session.
Item A, consultation with city attorney. Item B, discussion and possible action regarding the conveyance, exchange, or lease of real property. Item C, discussion and possible action regarding economic development matters. 1, Project Happy Gilmore.
All right. Time now is 8:01 p.m. We are coming back into open session. Can I get a motion to get back in the open?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. We are back in the open. Ms. City Attorney,
Yes.
do we have any action items?
Yes, Mayor. On item 15B, I recommend a motion to proceed as directed, as discussed in executive session. And that would be a motion authorizing the city attorney to proceed as directed.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Same sign. Motion passes. Any other action?
Yes, Mayor. On item 15C, I recommend a motion approving an economic development agreement as discussed in executive session.
So moved. Second.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. My understanding is we are going back to item 11A. This is one that we had passed on earlier. On item 11A, is there a motion?
It's the planning and zoning one, right?
Motion to nominate Mario Reina for the
Senior.
senior.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. To 12A, also one that was passed on earlier, is there a motion on item 12A?
I make a motion to appoint Victor Daniek, Greg Vasquez, Eliseo Garza, Rudy Ramirez, and Ruby Casas to the ZBA.
Second.
No, sorry. I believe it's the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay, so those 5 members to be appointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission. All right, there's a motion?
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. Any other items for discussion? Any other action required at this time?
No, Mayor.
No? Okay. No other action. All business being done, we are now adjourned.
Is this yours here, Beck?
Okay, make sure you get any like technical meetings, tax stuff, any statutory required appointments, which means that the creation documents will tell you if it was by law or not, right? And then, bye. And then, what
Our
else?
charter, or
Yeah, our charter.
ordinances.
Our chapter 30s and our ordinances, okay?